Hello students, welcome to this new lecture of the gravitation. Now in the previous lecture we have discussed some important terms, so that terms we are going to discuss one more time. So before this lecture we have discussed about the variation of G, how the value of G will changes at depth, at the surface of the earth, and at some height edge. So this is the variation we have seen. After that we have learned about the mass and the weight. So we will take the quick review of that concept we have learned. Now this is the part we have to learn now, but before that we will learn mass and weight. Mass and weight. So first of all we will discuss about the mass. So what mean by the mass? So mass is defined as total matter content in the particular object is called as mass. Suppose you have the particular suppose the balloon is blown with the air. Okay, so balloon is blown with the air. So mass of that balloon will be the amount of air molecules present in that balloon. That will be the mass. That is called as mass. So this is how we can define the mass. Now we will see the weight. We will see the weight. So when we have to define the weight, so weight is nothing but for the definition of weight, we can say that weight can be defined as F is equal to mg. Weight can be defined as m into g. That is, m means m stands for the mass of the particular object and g stands for the acceleration. So this is how we can define the mass and we can define the weight. So suppose there is the mass of the particular object is 5 kg. Mass of the particular object is 5 kg and we know the value of acceleration due to gravity, it is 9.81, and we have to calculate the weight of that particular object. So W will be equal to m into g is equal to 5 into 9.81. So this will be something around 9 faza 45 point something will be the value of the weight of the object. So this is how, with the help of example, we have understood that how we can calculate the weight. So weight is nothing but this is the mathematical form of how to calculate the weight. So I will tell you the theoretical one. Now the weight is defined as the amount of force with which earth attracts every object towards itself is called as weight. I will tell you one more time. The amount of force with which earth attracts every object towards itself, and that force will be directly proportional to the mass contained by the particular object. If the mass of the particular object is greater, so the greater will be the weight. So as you can see, the W is directly proportional to m. So as the m will be increased, W will be increased. We cannot increase or decrease the g because it is universal constant value. So the weight of the particular object or the weight of the person is totally dependent on the m, that is mass content or the total matter content in that particular object. So this is how we have learned about the mass and the weight. Now after that we will take one students. This is the part of the mass and the weight we have we have understand in our previous lecture. Now one more concept we have learned, that the value of acceleration due to gravity, that is value of g. Value of g we have learned. G means acceleration due to gravity, or you can say the gravitation only. Okay, so that is the value of g. So basically the value of g is 9.81. The 9.81 meter per second square is the value, universal standard value of the acceleration due to gravity. Now after that we have learned how the value of this g varies at the surface of the earth and at some height and at the depth. So we have seen the three cases, how the value of the g varies at the surface of the earth, at the depth and at some height. So these are the three cases we have learned. One more time we will just make a revision about that. Now, value of G. First of all, we will discuss on the surface of the earth. We will understand. Yes, it is on the surface of the earth. First case, on surface of earth. So value of G on the surface of earth. Now we have seen the typical value of the G, that is small g, is 9.8 meter per second square. But it is to be considered the standard value, which is constant at everywhere. But if you see some close cases, or you can say some deep study of that, so we can understand. So it is also variable. So that value of G also varies. As you can say, at the Mount Everest or the typical satellite which has been seen from the earth, so it is also having the value which varies. So that all the points we will discuss. Now I was already given you the example of the earth's surface. So this is the earth. Suppose this is the earth and this is the pole. This is the pole and this is the equator. This is the pole and the equator. Now as you can see here, this is the center, and if you observe this very closely, then you will get the equator, the ends of the equator are furthest from the center, and the ends of the poles are closest than from the center. So as we can say, as the object will be closer to the center of the earth, will be having the greatest value of acceleration due to gravity, and the object which is having away from the center of the earth will be having the very less acceleration due to gravity, as per our formula, which is Gmm by r. So as the value of r, means you can say the radius, as the radius will be goes on increasing, so it will be, the value of G will be decreasing and the radius will be increasing. Radius will be which is furthest means away from the center, so it will be having the less acceleration due to gravity, and the r will be less at the pole. Radius will be very less at the poles. So in that case we can say that it is the very highest value at the center. So as you can say, it is having the 9.832 meter per second square is the value of G at the poles, and at the equator it is 9.71 meter per second square is the value of G at the equator. So this is how we can understand how the value of G varies on the surface of the earth. We can take the example whenever there will be the question in the exam. So you have to know the three cases. Sorry, the first one is the value of G on the surface. So whenever there will be on the surface, so first of all you have to imagine, you have to visualize the bulgy shape of the earth. So as it will be bulgy shape, so the radius will not be equal at every portion of the earth. So there will be poles and the equator, and whenever you will be thinking about the poles, so there will be the highest value of the G as it will be closer to the center, and at the equator you can say it is away from the center, so it will be having the 9.71 meter per second square will be the value of the G currently. This is how we can understand. Whenever there will be I will tell you one more time, whenever there will be the question of the acceleration, variation of the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth, so you have to consider the poles and the equator, and the poles will be having the closest distance from the center, so if there will be the very highest value of the G, which is 9.832 meter per second square, and when you will be thinking about the equator, so it will having the value of 9.71 meter per second square. so as it will be furthest from the earth center. Now we can say we will see the second point, the value of G on the first we have seen on the surface. Now second will be at some height. Now I will not rub the diagram because we are going to use that one. Now suppose we can say here, now we have to consider the value of G. How does it varies with the distance? Now what is the formula for the G? As you can see, G is equal to Gmm by R. So this is the simple formula for the acceleration due to gravity. And what will the formula will become if it is at some height? So it will be R plus H. So this will be the formula for the acceleration due to gravity. And when you will be thinking about at some height, when the object will be at some height, suppose at somewhere here or at somewhere here it is the object, so it will be away from the center of the earth. So as the height will increase from the earth surface, so acceleration due to gravity will be goes on decreasing, and as it will be closest from the earth surface, so the acceleration due to gravity, that is the value of G, will be increasing. So this is how we can understand in very simplest way. Now the second one example I have already told you. Suppose that any object will be or the satellite will be revolving at the height of 6,400 kilometers, then we can say it will be very or we can say it will be very negligible, rather than the object which will be at the height of 10 kilometers. So this distance itself says that it is a negligible distance, but when it will be too further from the earth's surface, so there will be the very less acceleration due to gravity as compared to the on the surface of the earth or at some height from the surface of the earth. Now you have to keep in mind that as h means the height of that particular object from the earth's surface will increase, the acceleration due to gravity will be goes on decrease. So because it is the inversely proportional, so from this concept we can understand very easily. Now the one one additional thing I would like to tell you. Suppose any satellite will be revolving around the earth's surface. What will happen if it crosses the earth's gravitational force? Then that object will leave the earth gravitational orbit or the earth gravitational field, and it will free from the earth gravitational field. There will not be any effect of this acceleration due to gravity on that satellite. So this is how we can understand with the help of this formula and with the help of the satellite example. So these are the 2 points we have already covered. Now the third one example we have learned is at the depth. So we have learned at the depth. Now one would say the height and the acceleration due to gravity is inversely proportional. So at the height it will goes on increasing, and when the object will be closer to the center, it will be highest. But actually whenever you will going at the center, means from the surface of the earth, whenever you will be moving at the center of the earth, so actually there are few forces which will be affecting on the object, which will be controlled and affected by the object, and which will affect on its weight also. So when the object will be moving toward the center of the earth, so the gravitation will be also decreasing, because it will be directly affect on the m. So as it will affect on m, so that effect will be directly proportional to the acceleration due to gravity, which is g. So this is how we can understand the 3 things or the 3 concepts: acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth, acceleration due to gravity at the height from the earth's surface, and the third one is at the depth. So this is what the part we have discussed in the last lecture. Now we will see some next part of this. I just forgot to tell you. Now we have to understand the values. We have to understand the values. Actually, this is the point of the acceleration due to gravity, that is value of g at some height. So when the height will be at 400 kilometer, the value of g will be 9.7. And suppose it is at the height of typical weather satellite. This height is of typical weather satellite, and it possesses the value of, there should be 8.7. There should be 8.7. The height at which weather satellite revolves, having the acceleration due to gravity value 8.7, and at the height of communication satellite, which is at height of 35,700 kilometers. So at that level, the acceleration due to gravity will be 0.225 meter per second square. So this is how we can understand. These are the few important values which may be asked in the exam for the MCQs. So you have to keep in your mind. Now we will see the next part of the chapter. Now we will understand the free fall. We will understand the free fall. We have already learned about what meant by the free fall is. We have checked some introductory part from the free fall. Now, free fall means, suppose any object, if you take the example of this marker, if I leave from my hand, then it will directly fall on the ground. So that will be the one of the example of the free fall. So any object which is moving, which is over the earth's surface, will be free from support, will be directly attracted by the earth's surface. Now I will give you one example. I think I have given you already. Suppose this is the earth's surface, and suppose someone has thrown the stone in upward direction, then what will happen? Here is u, that is initial velocity is maximum at this point. As the object or the stone will moving in upward direction, the u, that is the initial velocity, will be goes on decreasing, and at some point here the velocity, that is the final velocity, will become 0, and again the object will be falling in downward direction. So this is the example of free fall. This is the example of free fall from which we can understand. Now this free fall is related to the Newton's equations. So what are those Newton's equations? Newton's equation may be written as V is equal to, actually u plus at should be there, but we have to consider the gt only, and the next one is S is equal to half gt square, and the next one is equal to V square is equal to 2gs. V square is equal to 2gs, where the u will be 0. So these are the important formulas we have to consider in the concept of free fall. Now, next part we will see is gravitational potential energy. Next point we will see the gravitational potential energy. The point is potential energy. I will write the short form, that is P, but we have to understand the gravitational potential energy. But now first of all we will understand what mean by the potential energy. So there are two types of energy, kinetic energy and the potential energy. So as far as the kinetic energy is concerned, the energy which is obtained by the motion of the object is called as kinetic energy, and the second type, it is potential energy. The potential energy is defined as the energy which is obtained by the object which is at the rest, means there will not be any motion of that object. From that kind of state of the object, and from that object we have obtained energy is called as potential energy. And the basic formula for the potential energy is mgh. mgh is the formula for the potential energy. Now we have to understand the gravitational potential energy. We have to understand the gravitational potential energy. Now, what may be the gravitational potential energy? The formula for the gravitational potential energy is Gm m upon r plus h, or it will be. So students, this is the gravitational potential energy. Now first of all, as we have understand what mean by the potential energy, the energy which is obtained from the rest position of an object is called as potential energy, and the gravitational potential energy having the formula of Gmm upon r plus h. So I will explain all the terms. This G, we have know the value 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11, and the m is the mass of Earth. You know what is the mass of the Earth is. And the next one is mass of the object. R is the radius of Earth, and h is the height from which the object is situated from the Earth surface. So this is how Earth potential energy of the Earth, gravitational potential energy. Now, as you can see, suppose the object is at infinite distance from the Earth's surface. Infinite distance means there is no any limit of that object from the Earth's surface. So the h term will be infinite. It will be infinity. So we can say that p, that the acceleration due to gravity is, which will be 0. It will be 0. So this is how we can understand with the help of this formula. But you will be thinking about this negative sign. So negative sign means the h will be too smaller than the r. So that's why this is the reason the negative sign should be there. Now we have to study only two things here. First of all, you have to keep in mind the formula, that the gravitational potential energy having the formula minus Gmm by r plus h, and when this object will be situated from infinite from the Earth's surface, so it will be 0, and you have to write the reason of negative sign. Now as the h will increase, the gravitational potential energy will be decreasing, and the any term which is in the numerator will increase the p, the gravitational potential energy will be goes on increasing. So this is the simplest term from which you can learn the gravitational potential energy. Now the next term is escape velocity. Next term is escape velocity. Now, what mean by the escape velocity? For this, to explain the escape velocity, again I have to give one example. Now, escape velocity means I will give you the example again. Suppose this is Earth, and I want to send the satellite to revolve around the Earth. Suppose this is the rock. Usually we are saying it is rocket. And I want to send at the height of, suppose at the height of 40,000 kilometer, I have to send this satellite. Now what will happen if I send only up to 500 kilometer? Then what will happen? After 500 kilometer, the satellite will again fall down on the Earth. Okay, the satellite will fall down again on the Earth. And when it will be 40 40,000 kilometer. So this will be its orbit. This will be its orbit in which the satellite I want to send will be revolving. Till which the satellite will be able to feel the Earth's gravitational acceleration or the Earth's gravitational force. Now, what will happen if I want to send the satellite at the height of 40,000 kilometer? But what will happen if it crosses this distance? Actually, I will explain you in very deep. Actually, there is one more velocity there. Velocity is there, has to be there to revolve the particular satellite in the desired orbit. First one is escape velocity and second one is the critical velocity. Escape velocity means, suppose this is the rocket and the rocket will be moving. Usually rocket is in two stages. In the first stage, the rocket will be moving in vertical direction. That will be the critical velocity of the satellite, and after that there will be the, or you can say this is the escape velocity, and the critical velocity means now the rocket will be moving in the particular object. This is one escape velocity and this is one critical velocity. In the critical velocity, the rocket will be make the 90 degree from the normal, and the rocket start revolving around the Earth and in the particular orbit. Now my question is, if still you have not understand, I will explain one more time. To launch any satellite and to revolve in the desired orbit, there are two types of velocities are necessary. The first one is escape velocity and second one is critical velocity. Okay. So first of all, in the first type of velocity, the rocket will move in upward direction, and in the critical velocity, the rocket will take turn exactly in the desired angle, or usually in the 90 degree. So from this, the rocket will be, or the satellite will be revolving in the desired orbit with the help of these two velocities. Now my question is, suppose what will happen when V escape will be greater than V critical? What will happen when this escape velocity will be greater than this critical velocity? Then your satellite will be leave this orbit, cross this orbit, and it will move in, it will attain the maximum height. Then at somewhere it will move in 90 degree. Means it will not be fulfilling our requirement, because it will not be the particular orbit in which we have to revolve the particular satellite in the particular orbit. So this is how we can understand the escape velocity should be desired and the critical velocity should be also in the same distance in which orbit we have to revolve that particular satellite. So this is the escape velocity and the critical velocity. Now we can understand, if I want to explain in the simple language, escape velocity means the velocity of the object with which object will become free from the Earth's gravitational force. The object will be free from the Earth's gravitational force is called as escape velocity. Now students, as far as in the escape velocity, the value of V, now here is the short and simple derivation we have to understand. Now we all know the Newton's third equation, which is V square is equal to U square plus 2as. This is the Newton's third equation. But in the escape velocity, for the infinite initial velocity, the U will be 0. or there will be the maximum value of u and the v will be 0. V will be 0. Why v will be 0? Because the final velocity is uncountable, or the final velocity will be used to get free from the Earth's gravitational force. So the u will be 0. So the remaining equation we can write u square is equal to minus 2 gs. Now minus 2 gs. So what if I want to calculate the value of s only? So s will be equal to u square upon minus 2g. U square upon minus 2g. So this is the formula to calculate the distance. To calculate the distance. Now, simple. We will take two examples for an object of mass m. For an object of mass m. So I hope you have understand this one. This is the simple formula. Newton's third equation we have written. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. We have to think in terms of acceleration due to gravity, so it will be 2gs. So simply the final velocity is unpredictable, so final velocity will be used to get escaped from the Earth's gravitational force. So v is equal to 0, and u square remaining terms will be u square is equal to minus 2gs. Now we have to calculate the value of s. So s will be is equal to this minus 2g will be in the denominator. So s is equal to minus u square upon 2g. This is the value of s. Now we will understand one more example with the help of one more example. Now for an object of mass m, for mass m, the kinetic energy will be at the surface of Earth. This is at the surface of Earth. K will be half mv square. The K will be half mv square, and the P, that is the potential energy, will be minus gmm upon r plus h. So this is the potential energy, or you can simply take only r. It is better if you are taking only r. So it will be gmm by r. Now what if I want to calculate the total energy? It will be Ke plus P. So simply we have to make its addition. So it will be the mm will be common, but we have to write in the simplest form. So half mv square minus gmm by r. So this is the total energy, that is T, when the mass m will be considered and it will be on the surface of the Earth. So this is the first case, which when the mass m will be there and which will be on the surface of the Earth. Now we will see the second one example, or the second one case. The second one case is at infinite distance, or it is at infinite distance for mass m, but at infinite distance. This is the infinity sign. At infinite distance, K will be half mv square. So V will be 0. So entire term will be 0. Now P is equal to minus gmm by r. So this will be also, so radius, we don't know the radius or the height. At the infinite height, we don't know the height. So here will be infinite. So the total term will be also 0. So for the mass m and at the infinite height, the total energy will be 0. The total energy will be 0. Now these are the E1 and E2 we have to consider. The first case we have for the mass m at the surface of the Earth. Now we have seen for the mass m at the infinite height. Now we will just equate them E1 and E2. E1 means at the surface of the earth, E2 is at the infinite height. So we know the E1, the half mv square minus gmm upon r and equal to 0. This is the 0. Now we can write half mv square is equal to gmm upon r. So m will get cancelled. So now we can write the v square is equal to 2gm upon r. Now this term can be written v is equal to root of 2gm by r. Again we can write root of 2gm. This is how we can, this is the root of 2gr. If we put the value, then root 2 into 9.8 into radius is 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6. Then you will get 11.2 meter per second square. So this is how we can calculate the escape velocity. I will explain one more time. This is the E1 and E2. E1 means we have seen for the mass m and when at the surface of the earth, and this is E2 for the mass m at the infinite height. So we have calculated only this term, and this term was 0. So half mv square minus gmm by r is equal to 0. So this term I have took toward the same to this side of equality sign. So this m will get cancelled. So the v square is equal to 2gm by r and the v is equal to 2gm by r. So total term will be 2gr, and simply I have put the value, and the value for the escape velocity I have calculated 11.2 meter per second square. 11.2 meter per kilometer per second. 11.2 kilometer per second. So student, here we have finished our gravitation chapter. If you have any doubts or the problem, you can just contact me, or you can just WhatsApp me. So I will clear your all the doubt. If you want me to take any point again, then I will take, or if you have any problem, you can see the video frequently, so you will get it very easily. So thank you so much.